Someone recently asked me in the comment sections of one of my videos and asked me if I would do a video on how to remove baseboards without damaging them. So I got I'm fixing to tear up a whole bunch of baseboard here, and so I'll just do this corner right here and kind of show how I do it. Now, mind you, I'm not a trim guy, so I don't have, I just use a regular sumo lifter. I keep one of them just for trim, that way it stays halfway sharp here. But trim guys will have a nice little thin one to work with and stuff like that. But I'll just show you how I do it. Most of the time we can get it off without damaging it. And the key is to take your knife. I always use a razor knife. Some people can use a utility knife. And just right at the top where it gets caulked on, you just want to cut the caulking, cut the paint right there. And after that, it should be free from the wood and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and make my cut all the way around this corner. See, it's already separating there a little bit. So once I get it separated from the caulking, there really should be nothing too serious holding it outside of the nails that I put in it, which will pry out. Okay. Now, a lot of people will go underneath of it to raise it up first. This is going to go right back down on the floor. It's not going to get caulked or anything like that. So if I beat my sumo lifter underneath there and dent the bottom of this up, it's going to be dented up on a brand new floor. So I don't want that. Excuse me. When I go in the top, it's going to be recaulked and painted and stuff like that. So I always want to get my stuff started at the top, because if it gets a little dented in or damaged or anything right here at the top, it's going to be caulked over and fixed anyway whenever they repaint it. So I just take my hand, tap it in there just a little bit, put my blade in there like that, and then I put my back end in there. That way I'm actually pushing down below where the baseboard is going to be going back up. I'm not up here on the wall where the baseboard's not going to cover. If I go down there and just twist it, that's going to, if it does dent the wall or anything, it's going to be down below where the base is going to be going back, and it's going to be covered back up by the base. So you don't ever have to damage where you're not going to be putting base. So okay, so I got a nail there, 2 nails there, and 2 nails there is what I put in this, and that was sufficient enough, because once you run your bead of caulking and everything like that, that's going to be plenty good. So there's one piece off. Since I've already got this, you can see the base, how it's kind of, this particular base is kind of, it's a pretty cheap MDF base, but anyway, it's got that little valley in there. So what I'm going to do, Benz, that's already started. I'm going to put my sumo lifter right in behind there and just tap it. Benz, that's a little piece, and that's going to free that right up. I only have 1 nail in there. Anytime you got a real small piece, you don't want to take a chance on putting 3 or 4 nails in there, because you're just going to bust it up, okay? And over here, the same thing on this other piece. I am going to stick my piece in there. Ben's already got it started. That's just going to get my piece started. Now I can get my end in there again. And once again, I'm twisting down below where the base is going to go back, okay? There we go. I have 1 there and 2 there. That's enough. You know what I'm saying? Your baseboard is not going to, unless somebody's extremely rough on it, kicking it, banging it, and stuff like that, your base ain't got to be filled up with nails. I pull some baseboards off that is absolutely loaded up with nails, and I just think that's way overboard, okay? You don't have to do that. Anyway, you can see where I got them numbered, where I started last time. I'll go ahead and pre-number them. And let's see here in my bucket. Right here. These tile snips is what I use to pull nails out. You don't have to put any effort in it hardly. You just grab it and roll it. Well, it's gonna make a liar out of me. There we go. Use 2-inch nails on that. Anyway, these are rounded like so. So you just grab a hold of it and roll it, and it's gonna pull them right out. Okay. Now, if I can see where my sumo lifter was touching, I'll try to. Okay, you see down in here? I hope you can see that. See these marks right here? This is where my sumo lifter, when I had it in there, it was twisting. And that's completely okay because my baseboard is going to go back up there and cover all that up. So absolutely no damage. This right here is a black mark right there where my knife was, where my knife rubbed. But it's going to be caulked and touched up with paint again once it goes back up there, which I don't like to do that. I try to keep from that. That's not very good of me, but anyway, it happened. So you want to try to keep from that. And anyway, you just grab the nail, twist it out of there. Grab the nail and roll it out. Okay, now again, you don't want to roll up above where your base is going. You want to try to stay down below where the base is going to go back, okay? If I was to take this right here and roll it up, I would dent the board in, the paneling right there where it's above where the base is going to go at. So it would be just a dented spot in the wall. So I'll show you here. Okay, so now that I got all that off, see? This can go right back there. It's going to go just like that again because we're going back with underlayment and some more luxury vinyl tile. If anything, this is actually a pretty thick vinyl, so I don't know that you can see the thickness of that. So I don't know that. That's probably going to be about the same as the LVT that we're putting in. So that's going to be real close. Anyways, there's just one little damage spot right there where I started my sumo lifter, but when I run a bead of caulk in there, and the guy touches it up with paint, not going to be an issue at all. So that's how we get baseboard and trim off without damaging it. Okay, maybe that'll help somebody.